You are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready?
Dub T motherfucking dub, ho.
Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves, and this is episode 122.
Yo, 22 twos. 22s came back
Listen.
around.
Listen.
Give it up, give it up.
It is crazy.
Yo, let them, they good in security, let them through.
Yes, everybody can come through. It's okay. We all family here. Hello everybody and welcome yet again to another episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. I am your host Claudia Renee, and thank you for joining us. I truly appreciate it with all my heart. I wanted to start off with the episode in giving a moment of silence to recently George Floyd, but also a lot of our other brothers and sisters that have passed away due to police brutality, them having being murdered without the murderer being convicted and just, being able to enjoy their lives normally. And yeah, there's just so much things that are going on in the media right now, and I can't stay quiet because the hip hop culture, I'm a part of it. I grew up in it, you know. I feel like I am one with it and the people in it.
Friends,
Yeah, my
loved
friends,
ones.
my loved ones. I have nieces and nephews, that are black, and
And it's also affects us because we're human.
exactly, and it also affects us because we are human
Human.
beings,
The human thing. It's
and
a
it's
human thing, people.
yeah, and what's happening is inhumane. You don't treat people like that. You don't treat anybody like that. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are. You don't just for no reason murder them. Especially for the color of their skin. It's insane because wow, a lot of this is right now is just is hitting me all at once because I'm thinking of all the images that I have seen in the past couple of days, and just seeing like buildings being burned down, and like people like really doing these protests and standing up for what they believe is right. um it's a lot. It's a lot to process. You would see this in videos from, like, in history class, and you would see it in even like in movies, and because it's always been a part of the history and the American history. And it's sad that it's still happening today. It's so sad that it's still happening today, and that's something that I try to talk to my friends about. I have a lot of beautiful black queens that are my friends, like closest friends, like,
Shout out to y'all.
and I have so like beautiful black kings that have been on the show who have come to my house. There is no way that I could ever feel like infuriated. Like I feel infuriated because it could easily be any one of them. They go on tour one day and something happens. They go to perform and something happens, and because you just never know when it's going to happen. And yeah, so it's just really sad, and a lot of what's happening, it's like it's crazy and you don't know how to react. And then social media is like kind of forcing you to say something and to share and to repost, and people are coming out with their own messages. And for me, this is the way that I express myself the best, because it's different. It's so different on here. It's different on here. That's why I make it this way. I make it to where when you come to the podcast, you're going to get exactly how I feel. Now, Instagram, there is just there's a certain energy there, but
Plus,
but
it's more thought out. It's more.
yeah, and for me, I like to share the links. I don't. I'm not too much about talking when it comes to social media. I'd rather you just do action. So if I sign a petition, guess what? I'm going to share that I signed the petition. That way somebody else can sign the petition and potentially gain more knowledge on what's happening, because that's what needs to continue. People need to get more aware, like they're saying, check yourself and all of these things. So I got a little ahead of myself because I did want to do a moment of silence, but I wanted to do a moment of silence and jump into, you know, um, the next topic. And yeah, so like I said, we're gonna do a moment of silence. And yeah, so again, that was for everyone that we have lost due to police brutality. And like I said, just inform yourself. If you know people who are protesting, if you can donate anything to them, donate it to them. If you know anybody who, got caught up, with some legal shit, and you can give them something like for their lawyer or something like that. Cause guys, this is the reality of what's happening right now. Like I just got off of social media and was like, this is just too much. It's overwhelming, and I can only imagine how it is for people who actually lost somebody to something like this. Like I haven't personally experienced it, but I can only imagine how the people who have, and that's something that we need to acknowledge. Like as a Latina, I get treated like crap by white people. This is me being really super honest. Like they've always been like cuz I am Latina, they just assume that like I just want to take good care of the the my community. And so they've always been rude about that. If they hear me talking Spanish or something like that, it's just an interesting world that we live in. So and you're supposed to be here and feel like you're protected and free. And if we don't all feel like that we can all go out into this country and just be free and be ourselves, and be able to go jogging if we want to without fearing that we're going to lose our lives. Like every single one of us should have that privilege of being able to do that. And unfortunately, it's not working that way in this country. So yeah. um I always start the episode normally with what I am grateful for. I am grateful that God has protected the men, just all the men in my life, like from um just the worst. I'm just grateful for that because like I said, I just think about some of my homeboys, man. They ain't they I'm not gonna snitch, but listen, I have some homeboys that they've done some stuff, and it's like I just wish you wouldn't do that because I don't want anything bad to happen to you, and not in like jail, like just period. You just think about that. And that's just something that I've always worried about. And like even my younger cousins and my brother, and it's just something that like I can't, it's inevitable. It's something that we go through, especially because, sometimes there's some things that, people are more attracted to, like that gun violence and drugs and like all that stuff. And you know, it's just part of what it is. So yeah, I'm very grateful for the men in my life. Um, yeah, shout out to y'all. Y'all are the best. Um, okay, so today I have not stopped listening to the Freddie Gibbs album. Have you taken a listen to it?
Yeah, well, I heard the Scotty Beam song, and I heard
I'm happy you brought that up.
yeah, and I heard the one that Tyler's on, and I heard like the first song. I think that's what it was.
I heard it last night, and I really enjoyed it. I had the vibe right. I was chilling. And of course, I listened because of, well,
So
I like,
him and Alchemist.
yeah, exactly. That got me. But what caught my attention was when he said that he had a song, Scotty Beam, featuring Rick Ross. First of all, I love Scotty Beam. She is like my big cousin in my head. She's like my cousin in my head because I think she's younger than me. But she's like my cousin in my head, and because she's just so powerful, and like the way that she speaks and puts words together. Y'all know I love people who like can put words together really well. And also just be like a fighting force for black women. I love it. I love her passion when it comes to that. And at first I didn't fully understand it, but I checked myself. I was just like, no, like doesn't even mean that. Like she's just like so down for her people. And like it doesn't mean that she's not down for you. Shout out. She always reposts me, so I love her. But yeah, so she got freaking a song named after her. If you don't know who she is a radio personality. She's been co-host of State of the Culture. She's done some interview pieces like for Tidal, for Cricket Mope. She's done like a lot. She's hosted she's hosted
She
like
hosted the
multiple
after show.
events. The after show for Rhythm and Flow. She just did so much. Like she's an amazing human
Yeah,
being, and
just give her her flowers.
yeah, like she's just done so many things for the culture. And she's just made it possible. And then she gets a song named after her. And I'm like, yes. Listen, I love hip hop. I would love a rapper to write. Listen, Claudia Renee, the track, is going to be the one. Who's going to drop it? Who's going to drop
Start
it?
writing now,
No,
fellas.
and you know what's crazy is that the song, it features Rick Ross. But not only that, they say her name one time. But that one time he made that just him just saying that her name that one time, it's not like the whole song is about her. He just used her as like, I need me a Scotty Beam. And then Scotty, and then times it with the Scotty from the team or something like that.
Well, he says, I've been fucking the thotties, but I really want me a Scotty Beam. Yeah, shit was like he's like, and then he said some shit like shit was different when Mike left and it was Scotty's team.
See, you picked up those bars, Hav felt them. That's why. I know Scotty Beam because of Hav, so there you have it. But yeah,
I love you, Scotty Beam.
yeah. So for me, that was just really exciting.
All respect to your man. I love, but
Oh my God, listen, he takes the best pictures of her. Like I love it. Like that just hypes me up. That just hypes me up because it's like, you don't gotta take my pictures, but if you can take a good picture and make me look good, I got you too, so don't even worry about it. Okay, so the Scotty Beam, the Freddie Gibbs, that's how I found out about it. So that's because she adds him and she's like confused because she doesn't know what's going on. And then he ends up announcing it. The album is really good. Like how Hav said that the features are really good. And then Anuel AA dropped an album as well. He has some good features on there. Yes, he had some Bad Bunny. If I'm not mistaken, Tego Calderon is on it. He has, I feel like pulling it up right now.
Lil Pump. Like Illuminati's on there or no?
Is it?
Oh, okay.
Did bit 22 tracks. Que se joda is on there. Ooh, that song goes hard. Oh, but I've been hearing that song. He has this one song called Reggaetonera, which if you know what that is, then it means like a girl who dances reggaeton likes it. So yeah, he got 22 tracks. He has J Balvin, Daddy Yankee, Karol G is on there, Secreto. Yeah, I was right. Tego Calderon, Bad Bunny, Farruko. He has Lil Wayne on there, Enrique Iglesias. All right,
Nice.
2 features from Bad Bunny. I haven't finished it, but I started listening to it because Chloe Money recommended it to me. Shout out to Chloe Money. It's crazy. It's crazy because like I got so nostalgic today because today was Friday, and I just remember going into the office and like just like when I would see her, and I'm like, bitch, it's fucking Friday. Like it's Friday, bitch. What we gonna do for lunch? And that was just always so much fun because we would do some ratchet shit for lunch and then go back to work. So yeah, shit was fun. So I missed that. That and what's it called? It Sports Girl. We might have to make that trip, Paul.
Hey man, I seen L House was open.
Yeah, L House is open. Things are slowly opening up again.
Yeah, we don't know about everybody else, but here in Miami, a lot of things seem to be. Golf courses are open.
Yeah, things look. I've seen some people going to the gym, whatnot. Things are getting things are opening up. So, just be careful, guys. Make sure that you take all the precautions. Like when you go to the grocery store, make sure that you wipe everything down. Make sure that you're wearing your mask. Being very safe. Like just keeping safe. It's very it's very easy to do and very easy not to do. So try to pick the easier easy. Hey, cause man, cause that's tough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause you don't know who has it, but as long as you take the precautions and you're very safe, and you know, I don't know about going to no club though. Have now with this Anuel AA album, I'm like, dang, all right. So so Bad Bunny's dropped an album. Outside hasn't experienced it to its full potential.
So we ain't hitting up brunch, bro.
When? Yo, great. Well, with the masks, dang, I've missed the brunch. That's why I had French toast at like 2 o'clock. I was just like, ooh. I ended up working out. That was my turn up. Yo, so real talk, that I did a workout today, and it helped me disconnect from what was happening. And guys, I know that there's a lot of things that are happening on social media, but man, take care of your mental, because that's all we have right now. If what you are doing is if your part involves like donating or doing like signing the petitions and not maybe protesting, just be active in your mind, so that way you don't get too caught up in what is on social media, because right now it's on overkill because of everything that is happening. So yeah, so just make sure that you're listening to music, meditating. I had to meditate the other day because it's a lot. You're seeing a lot on social media. You're like, why is this happening? And you have so many questions, and you're like, what can I do? And it's just a lot. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself and trying to, even though there was some parts of my body that were not allowing me to be great this week, I pushed through and I did a little Friday workout. So that's what made me think outside hasn't experienced the Bad Bunny album. Even the second one that he dropped, then Anuel's album is really good. They're not J Balvin dropped an album. I hope that J Balvin and Bad Bunny drop a surprise album. Hey, remember me if they do.
Hey, we heard it here first.
Yeah, remember me if they do, because I don't know
Exclusive.
why. I don't know why. Just something is telling me that. Okay, so Meg Thee Stallion and Beyonce went #1. Yeah.
What's this? What you doing?
For Savage. I don't know the dance.
Houston, Texas, stand the
Acting
fuck up.
stupid. What's happening? Hey, that shit go aboard. When Beyonce jumped on that shit, man, that song deserved to go #1.
What's your favorite bar by Beyonce? What was the one that she killed it with?
one of my favorite ones was the when she's twerking in the mirror, like when she's twerking, she looks back in the mirror or something like that. That's very relatable. The other one that I liked was and the bees hit the bands. Like, yeah, just the first verse. There's just so many different like bombs, and even the one that she says, "Bitch, I got this shit from Tina," like from her mom, cause like, yo, your attitude came from your mama if you're a girl, especially. And especially because you just see a strong woman just being so like and so for sure. So I love that. So congratulations to the ladies. Yeah. Even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, 2 of them, because of what else is happening in our country. It's crazy how things like that are really happening.
This is America.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because, like, if you think about it, on one spectrum, you're like, oh shit, we have 2 black women #1 right now in America, and then we have black men dying at the same time, and then we have different races protesting, and it's like, what do you do? Do you like stop what do you stop do you stop everything that you're doing? Do you continue creating? Do you continue trying to be the almost not the scapegoat, because it's gonna be there, but kind of like something that's going to change it. So something that I've noticed is Like everybody, like I said earlier, they're like coming out with their own. People are going into protect mode. They're going into protecting their brand, into making sure that, okay, this is where we stand. This is where we stand as a company. I've seen multiple companies do this, and it's important because, like, how you see it. If you're not speaking up, like, why? It's kind of like enough is enough, man. It's like, it's too much. It's like it's. And so when I see, like, because I saw Beyonce, she posted a video, and then it's like, oh shit is really serious because Beyonce didn't came out with a video, and people do really feel that way. I, for one, I'm not going to lie and act like when I saw Beyonce drop a video talking about this, like, I was really excited because for me it's important to see that, as a fan, you're like, okay, so she feels what we're all feeling as well. So I just wanted to, like, shed light on that. And then, but also something that I feel is that this doesn't need to just be like this week. Like, I feel like we just need to um continue to just fight the fight that needs to be fought, day in and day out, because it's already been proven to us that it's not, like, it hasn't stopped. And then it's like the revolution is happening right now because there's protests going on, and there's just so much happening. Like, literally right now, at the same time that we are doing this, there are people that are protesting that are possibly going to jail because of this. Like, this is something that, like, sometimes we don't even put into perspective. So I wanted to share that I did the open mic, and I'm not going to lie, I had mixed feelings about it. One, because I had a great idea to come up with, like, a cash prize of $31, and which, guys, by the way, that's what I'm doing for the next open mic.
31.
Yes, it's gonna be my birthday edition. So since your girl is turning 31, we are going to be giving the winner $31. And so, yeah, so I made that announcement today, and you just don't know. You're like, should I continue doing this because of what's happening in social media? And then you end up doing it, and then you almost get guilted into doing it because of people's posts. And then you're like, oh shit, should I have not done that? And then no wonder there was only 2 people. We had 2 people perform today, which I was very grateful for, because I mean, it was better than 1. And either way, like, I had a great time. Like, it was good interacting with my followers for the time that I was on, and kind of like, we did a moment of silence, we talked about, different things. And yeah, so that was just something that I thought about. And it's like, wow, now, like, as a creative, like, there's just so many layers to what we go through, and it's tough. Have, like, something that I was thinking about is, and you can probably, like, really relate to me on this, is like with the open mic, like, you feel like when you do something like this, you feel like, man, I know so and so, they're gonna be there for sure. This one, I can count on them to perform, like, for sure. And then you're like, what the fuck? Like, nothing, not even a repost. Like, damn, and you start to, like, kind of, like, feel some type of way to where it's just like, damn, I felt like I can almost count on you. But now it's like, but then you also have to put yourself into other people's shoes. That's the empath in me, where I can empathize and be like, you know what? I don't know what's going on in their world. I don't know right now how this whole situation is affecting them. So how dare I be this selfish and act like what I'm doing is way more important than what it is that they are doing. So yeah,
Which is tough sometimes.
yeah, so it's tough because, like, you have to acknowledge it. And that comes with checking yourself, and that's something that I'm very big on. That's why when I usually check myself, I'll try to let y'all know, because sometimes that's what you gotta do. And wow, that was like a hard realization that I had to go through and do, because I felt that way going into the open mic. You get me? So even going in with that energy, and even me telling myself, like, no, like, it's not, you have to understand. And then you get on the live and then you're like, oh shit, like, no, but you still have to understand. Like, everybody's going through something different. So, either way, it's on IGTV, so y'all can catch them there. The main announcement was definitely that we're gonna be celebrating my birthday, this next one, which is going to be June. Ooh, we getting into the best month of the fucking year. It's gonna be June 5th. It's gonna be the 6th part of Can Y'all Hear Me open mic. And listen, I'm gonna be giving a cash prize, but if y'all want to give me some money, we gonna have the cash app up because I'm gonna have to put a little the I do not own the rights to the
music type shit.
because they like said you please got one more.
This girl played the whole outstanding, bro.
They said you got one more.
Hey, player.
They said you got
You
one
know,
more.
We're kicking you.
Yeah,
Out.
you got one. So I was just like, listen, I don't want no problems, and I got my own label. What's up? So I played nothing but Dub T Dub hits. So that was fun because we got some bangers, man. If you haven't never checked out like a Dub T Dub song, make sure you need that in your life.
Facts. First, you gotta hit up La Vita Bella by Spitz.
Tell them the order, Hob.
Just go listen to the La Vita Bella first, and then after that, make your ways to Hav, and just start. Let's go to the top songs and start from there. You know, because you get that 24. You still get Temptations, Hennessy.
I did play both of those. I played all of those songs actually. I wanted to share that I definitely got some new face products, and I spoke about this last week. So something that I'm very big on is like I'll say it on the podcast to like hold myself accountable, and then because there's times where like I don't remember what I say the entire episode, but there's certain things that I do remember. I'm like, oh shit, I fucking said that on the podcast, and it's mainly things that I say on here to hold me accountable. That's what I think about the most. I'm like, I said on the podcast, so I have to do this. Just like the whole fitness thing. Oh my God. Guys, I went through hell and back to post a freaking workout video. Let me not say hell and back because hell is like really bad. But I went through some shit. Like I remember, okay. So it all started when the workout was 48 minutes, right? And so I was like, oh, this is perfect. It's under an hour. I'm going to post this on IGTV. This is very interactive. I'm doing the timing for them. I'm talking to them. I'm playing the music for them. I'm doing everything for them. I have the vibes set up, right? And then Instagram was just like, no, you got to cut this. Or like it was only letting me post on like minute videos. And I was like, what? No, this is like almost an hour. And I had set up a time that I was going to post it, but then I got hit with that at that time. So then I go into, if you are a creative that creates content, you know how stressful this whole process is. So I am speaking to you right now when I tell you that Jesus himself came all the way down and calmed me down because there was nothing that I could do at that point. I was just like, okay, we said that we were going to post it at 10 a.m. It is already 10:30 and it's not up. Instagram is not letting me post it. And then so you go into, okay, so now I'm going to start breaking it down. I'm going to do 15 minutes. But then you have to make sure that when you're cutting it, it's in the right spot. Because then if not, it's going to throw off the whole workout. So then that's another thing that you have to pay attention to. Thank God that I have really good memory to know that, okay, in this part, like I definitely did a break. And then this part I did a break. So it was easy for me to be able to do that. But when you have a time that you knew you were going to, that's why you can't God, what is it that they say about God? Like tell God your plans if you want to make him laugh.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened. Either way, I went to the grocery store and balled out. I got everything that I needed. I haven't done grocery shopping like that in a minute. And it was just liberating to just like go and just like put whatever in the shopping cart and just, yeah, it was awesome. It was funny because if you have ever been grocery shopping with your mom, it can go either way. You possibly have lost her 3 times in the span that you're there. in the what hour that you're there, maybe less that you're there, you've lost her 3 times. And then my mom is little, like she's shorter than me, so I like stay losing her. But yeah, going to the grocery. I definitely wanted to share that story because it's just an interesting dynamic. Like you're like, okay, so now we're gonna go out and we're gonna be in the open and we're gonna like go to the grocery store and do what we have to do because we were getting our food. We had enough food that lasted us for some time. My dad was also bringing food. My brother, we would get what essentials we would need, but then it's like a haul. It's like balling out, like I said. So yeah, so you just start to think like, oh shit, was this a good idea? Cause man.
And ma'am.
Yeah, and ma'am, because Jesus, like, and she's just so funny, but like I said, I just lose her all the time. So that's my main thing. And then she's very like I'm patient, but she's like patient at the wrong. I don't know. If y'all have an Aries in your family, then you know what I'm talking about, because I have no other way to explain it other than that. I was saying the whole thing about going outside, but there was, and then because I shared the whole thing about the IGTV. So at that same time, I'm going to the grocery store. It's about to rain. I'm fighting the rain. I'm like going through this whole thing. The videos aren't posting. Part 1 posted and like 4 hours passed, and then part 2 posted. Imagine if somebody like and I thought about this and my mind is like going crazy, and it's just like, this is like almost like my debut. Whew. This is almost like my debut back into the fitness, and this was something that was more serious. The other times that I posted, it has never been anything to where like I'm telling or showing, like it was just like, this is what I'm doing at this moment at the gym, whatever, not a big deal. And so this one was different. This was me teaching, this was interacting, and it was going all wrong. So but then you push through, and then I had to be grateful, because it's just like, listen, the videos didn't post at the time they were supposed to, but man, you got to get some groceries, and
and they're up there now, so whenever you want to go see them, you can see them in its totality. So
exactly,
it's right
part
there.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Bam, bam, bam,
And
bam,
you know how it works out. Part 1 actually is I show you the equipment. I show you the workout. I stretch you out. I warm you up. Hey.
The warm up.
I think we even do one round of the workout, and then the second one, I think that's the whole second in its totality, because I do 3 sets. I do minutes, so it's different. I don't do reps. I do minutes, like as many as you can in 1 minute.
Talk about it.
I love that method. It just works for me. I hate counting, so I just put the timer on and I just ball out. But so, and then the last part, I know for a fact that one is like, it's just a stretch. Like it's like the last 3-4 minutes, and it's just a stretch. So it worked out very perfectly. Like I said, I just wish they would have posted at the times. I wish I just would have known. But then, like, you just never know. I was part of a Zoom call, and one of the women that work with the Versus battle and works very closely with Swiss Beats mentioned how, like, you don't know how these Versus battles are going to end up. You send them the equipment, you have Zoom calls, you do 4 mic checks before, like sound checks before, and you send them the thing and everything is good, and then as soon as something happens, like, you can't control like the rain, you can't control this, like you can't control any of the things. And she just put so many things into perspective as far as the Versus battle goes, because man, we had okay. So first of all, I need to give it up to all my Jamaicans. Like, all of my Jamaicans. Something about growing up in Miami was definitely the Jamaicans. I remember being like 10, 11 years old and becoming fascinated with Sean Paul and his music, to the point where I needed to know more, who was also part of, like, and also Sean Paul was who kind of like brought me into when I was like 11, but I feel like at a younger age I remember hearing like Murder She Wrote and just like different types of reggae music, but never fully understanding what it was. I guess it's like the same thing as it was with hip hop. So if you've ever asked me what I like to dance, oh, I think have you asked me what's my favorite thing like genre to dance to, and my favorites I said was reggae, dancehall, and bachata. And so reggae has always been my favorite genre to dance to because it's just different. And Beanie Man and Bounty Killer made sure to let us know that reggae is like the shit. They okay, so it was really dope because they had an awesome setup. First, they each had their DJs. Now, if you're not familiar with the dancehall culture, reggae culture, they do clash, which is basically a battle. You know, so they always do this. That's one of the reasons why you hear a lot of the same reggae songs. Not the same reggae. It's the same rhythm. That's why you always hear the same thing because they're like it's like a battle, and they battle with the same beat. So that's why you hear that. And then there's even like clashes that it's a whole mix that you'll hear both of them, and is sometimes like that's how a DJ will mix it into the set. Like you hear both versions, and so it was just really cool because you got to see that in live. They had their DJs, and everybody was just in a cool vibe. Bounty Killer was like super in his that man has such a perfect voice. Like he was born to do reggae and to be the man that he is because that voice is so perfect for music. Like no wonder he was a part of so many different genres. Like as because he did a song with No Doubt, which he won a Grammy for. So you start to see like, oh wow, like these are men that are not from America, and they have been able to become successful off of American music as well. They've been able to cross over into that and be able to lend a hand to to people, because at the end of the day it's music, no matter where you're from, like it's music. So it was just really beautiful to see that they would like premiere things, and then they did like a pull up. The police showed up. Beanie Man was just like, do you really want to be that guy?
Do you really?
Do you really want to be that guy? There's 500,000 people worldwide watching us. Do you really want to be that guy? And he yelled. It was so funny because he yelled at Bounty Killer, and I was just like, this this is so Jamaican. Okay, so when I say that, I say it because I've experienced it. I've seen it with my eyes. That type of energy that Beanie Man had. And even down to the fact that the guy that was like Beanie Man's homie, well, his name was Christoph. That is such a Jamaican name that it's like it was so on like brand. I loved it. I've been dying to go to Jamaica since I was 12 years old. Like, listen, as soon as things calm down, that might be the first trip that I am taking. Because, man, that's where I wanted to go. And then, like, so they were together on the same screen. They had their audio was amazing. They never got cut off. They had the best signal, mind you, international, right? And
But they said they had their own servers or something.
oh well, yeah, because what they did is that I think they teamed up with like the main Wi-Fi server in Jamaica, which is Digicel. So Digicel was kind of like behind the service for that show. For yeah, because it was a show. They had microphones and everything. They even homegirl came out and danced, and then it ended with the baby coming out. Somebody online said that that it was a Caribbean party when a confused 2-year-old comes out from waking up from a nap. That's all parties, because let me tell you, I've been to parties where that thing is going on at 12 o'clock, and that's when they bring the baby out, sing happy birthday to it. Man, that's a good party. I
Or when
miss
you go
those.
to your room and there's a baby in there, and you're like, what baby is this? Whose baby? And whose baby is this?
That is so, and then like you just see the baby in the coats. And you're like, what's going on here?
Got Pampers and everything.
God, for real, they done changed the diaper on your bed. That's crazy. But yeah, so that was just like, okay, so I set the vibe. You guys know I love to dance. That's one of my favorite things to do. And there's times where I wish that I can definitely go out, but I am taking every single precaution. Like, I really don't care. You cool, but you ain't that cool. You have good brunch, but you don't have that good of brunch. Um, this is how I'm feeling at least for like a little while. Give me like maybe another month or something. Maybe you might catch me outside. Nothing has opened like that yet though. But so I created my own vibe. That's something else that you have to do as well. You have to create your own vibe. I had my phone connected to my speaker. I was watching the battle. I was enjoying myself. I would dance if I wanted to. And then I would go to Alex Sensations Instagram live and dance and, just vibe, just dance. Put my Apple Watch on, counted them calories. Had to close my circle, huh? Had to close my circle. So, shook a little ass, just had some fun.
Get money.
I can't do it. I can't do it out right now. So, and I don't need nobody to just do it. Like, my dad actually reminded me about that. He says how I've always been like that in his life, like the one who, like, always smiles at him, and like, also like, just like plays the music to like change the vibe and. Just different things. You don't realize how much you've done for your parents until you get a little older. So, like what you've done, what you've taught them, what you've been for them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I did learn that from him. I mean, he told everybody on the Zoom call. but it was nice hearing that cuz it's been 45 years since my grandmother passed away. So I never got to meet her. So yeah, so and also my great grandfather who passed away at the same time as her. And so it was just, it was really hard for my dad cuz he was kind of like a part of that, and he witnessed it, and it was just a lot for him. So I had to like kind of be like the strength for him at that moment, and it was just like, wow, this man is like the strongest man that I know. And like, at the moment of speaking of someone that meant so much to him 45 years later, it was just it was intense. You see that's sort of the reason why I'm grateful for the men in my life. Like, come on. Like my dad, like crazy. Like my dad's the one. Player always got something to say about the show.
Yeah, you keep on talking about him, about to come out.
Yeah,
right
he
now.
might bust out through the door. Be like, what y'all talking about? But yeah, so like I said, you don't realize that until you're older, like what you are for your parents. And so yeah, I got to also they also like just how much I remind him of his mom, and I never got to meet her. So that's always been something that's been hard for me, like never being able to meet somebody that people say you look so much just like or like that you would have loved meeting. And it's just like, well, yeah, I would have loved to meet her. Did you ever think that that's what I think about like every day? Maybe. So yeah, so that was something. I don't always say this out loud, so yeah, I guess I needed to say that.
Who else? Where else?
Yeah, for real. Who else? Where you gonna get this kind of rawness? And that's something that's important, man. As adults, we need to be more real about what the fuck going on, like what we go through, what hurts us, what makes us better, what we see in the future. Like, I'm gonna be a billionaire. Like, what? Like, y'all talking about Kylie? Wait till I become a billionaire. Like, what the fuck? Like, we got bigger fish to fry right now. So something that I'm also something that's super important, guys, especially if you're a creative, someone who's trying to do something. It's so good to have somebody that you can bounce ideas off of. Man, when I tell you, the other day, so my creative juices, guys, have been going insane. I talked about it last week. This week it didn't change. It was the same. It was probably even more elevated because I was just like willing to like get everything. And then I had to like talk. I'm like, no, I have to talk to somebody who will not just talk me down, because that's not what I need. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I want. You know what I mean? Like, I ended up deciding to hold back because I knew that I wasn't going to go forward. I knew that I needed to talk to somebody about it to see if I was just like getting ahead of myself. So yeah, so it's very important to have somebody that you can bounce ideas off of. It doesn't always have to be a partner. It can just be like, for me, it's my brother. There's times where I bounce ideas off of my sister, some of my other best friends, or people who just even watch the show, like bouncing ideas off of them. Like, what do you like the most? What is it that you relate to the most? Just things like that, because it's very important to know that as well. So yeah, man. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about, oh, I didn't finish the
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you finished. Go ahead.
finish what?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, tell me.
No,
What did you think I didn't finish, huh?
I don't know. Now I'm confused. Good answer.
Damn. Because what if I was gonna forget? Did I forget? No. Oh, if you watched last week, I freestyled that whole episode, you guys. Literally, like, I did not write anything down. I just winged it. I hope you stuck with me. I am not always perfect. I say that because obviously, like, I had someone tell me that it was like I had an edible. Which isn't bad, because I would rather an edible have than that I was completely drunk.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Or that I was saying some crazy shit. Like, no, it's just like, oh, damn, it was just kind of like you're on an edible. It was like, I was high as fuck.
You should know the Ambition Hour is a trip, one way or another.
For real.
Brother and sister.
For real. So SZA is planning on dropping music. I'm really excited.
Shit, new SZA.
We don't know how she's going to drop it because she keeps asking people on Twitter, but I know it's coming, and that means that I know she's been working because I've been seeing it on Instagram on her story. I've been seeing it a lot, and like her being in the studio and things like that. And I just need another SZA project in my life because I was listening to Control the other day. And man, it just made me feel so good and liberated. Y'all know how I feel about that album. So anything that SZA drops right now is definitely needed. I know right now she's like going through everything what's happening because you know, she has ancestors that have gone through this. And so for her, she just feels the pain differently. Which is something that we also need to acknowledge as well, is that some people do have relatives that went through this, fought for this, did what they had to do so that their future you know, their future generation didn't have to live the same way they did. So it's like it's for centuries that this is going on. So it's just frustrating. So I understand why a lot of artists, like, I know Danny Lay felt bad for even dropping a song today, you know, a song that she had been planning to drop for a very long time. You know, she felt bad and she showed that on social media. And I'm not saying that that's something that you have to do, feel bad. That's not it, because we all feel very differently. Like I just said about SZA, you know, she was feeling yesterday about dropping a project, and today she's hurt. So you just never know with these artists. You can just only hope that they find it in their heart to bless our souls with the good music.
So SZA, if you're listening.
So exactly, listen. Who I gotta send this to? Who I got a hashtag? Who do I have to add?
Top dog.
No, somebody added him and asked him, and he was just like, y'all gotta talk to her because she's asking y'all, because she was asking her fans. Damn. Yeah. So after the Beanie Man, like the freaking one of the best verses besides the Jill and Erica one, the Beanie Man and Bounty Killer was the best one, and then 112 and Jagged Edge do it on Monday. So it was a little weird because Mondays are a little different for a lot of people. Mondays are either very busy, then again it was a holiday. But since, you know, social distancing rules and stuff have been a little bit more lenient, people actually had like barbecues and they like spent time with their family. And something that is very important if you want your verses to be played on loudspeakers is good audio, and my boys Jagged Edge and 112 did not have that, and so it was rough to listen to. I enjoyed it because I love R&B, Jagged Edge and 112. Come on, like, bruh, I was spending, listen, $5 to get to the cafeteria dance on Friday. Listen, you had that Friday pizza that they had at the cafeteria, and then you knew that you were going to the dance in the same cafeteria you just had your pizza. You know that in like 2-3 hours it's about to go down. The light's gonna be off. The DJ's gonna be there. It's gonna be fun, and they're gonna play some 112 and Jagged Edge, and it's just gonna be great because they're gonna play the anytime. They were playing Anytime in middle school, guys. anytime in middle school dances, they were playing Peaches and Cream, Dance with Me. They just played all those songs because that what was ruling the radio station. That's what was banging. So that was a nice little trip down memory lane as far as R&B goes. It was really good, but the audio was just bad, you know? And like how the woman who I heard in the Zoom call, you know, you're not in charge of that. You have no control when the moment is on. And you're looking at a live for 45 minutes and the audio was just horrible the whole entire time. I have to add that 112 sounded very proud to be from Bad Boy. So I don't know why Mace keeps talking crazy because they're definitely getting paid over there apparently.
Still repping hard, man. Nah, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to Bad
super
Boy.
hard. And then and then Ciroc is
112.
behind it, so they're getting Ciroc is getting in there, so people are getting the Ciroc bottles delivered to them. And so a lot of thought and process goes to doing these, you know, versus battles as far as like, okay, so who are we going to put against each other? Do they have the 20 hits that you can get that would be able to entertain people for, let's say, 2 hours? Do we have the bandwidth? Like, is Instagram even going to allow something this big?
Yeah. Or do people even want to see these two people go head to head?
Exactly, because it's about getting attention, and then there's people who they think it's the best thing ever, and then there's people who are just like, that is so horrible. I would never spend my Saturday night watching that. And then it's just so many different factors that she was just explaining to us about how it's just you just don't know, like. People complain about because Instagram is something that you use so much, because people are like, why won't you leave Instagram and do it on your own platform or do something like that? She's like, so much just goes more behind that, because you'll be on Instagram, get off of the app, do something real quick on your phone, and you're literally right back into Instagram. And so that's why the Instagram live works so well, because like for example, even myself, for me, I'm watching the battle, and in between like songs, or like there's a song that's playing, all right, I heard the song that they're playing, cool, bet I'm gonna go to Twitter, see what the timeline's saying, or do something else, respond to a text message, do what I gotta do, go back.
Yeah.
The Beanie Man battle I didn't do as much. What I did more of was screen recording, because man, the thing was just so good. It was just so good.
Sometimes, you know, though.
Yeah, like sometimes like I just had to like let the vibes just like go, and then but yeah, man, crazy. It was crazy good. Now they're going to be doing Fred Hammond and Kirk Franklin with the introduction by TJ Jakes.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be on Sunday. I think right now it's what a lot of people need. People are very like, they don't know how to feel because it's like a gospel, and there's some people who don't want to see a gospel battle. You know what I mean? But there are some people who would. There's some people who would benefit from it. It could also be like a cleansing. I feel like it'll be a different audience that they're going to be capturing for the versus battle, which in essence is good, because we want them, like we saw how they did with the reggae. You know, it wasn't hip hop. It's a hip hop. You would say it's a hip hop based battle, but then they introduced the reggae. So it's just like, no, now we're not just hip hop. We're, you know, reggae. Now they're doing the gospel. And at the end of the day, Swiss said this, you know, Versus is black owned. So
100%.
yeah, guess what they're going to do? They're going to represent black people in their platform. So, man, it's gonna be good. I have a great feeling it's gonna be good. Like I said, like the Jill Scott and the Erykah Badu one, that one was like a cleanser for us, especially with everything that was going on. Right now, a lot of us are angry. We're questioning everything. We're questioning, like, why is this happening? What can I do? There's just so much that's happening. So it's gonna be a good thing. Yeah, I mean, like I said, just meditate. Let me look at my list. How much more time do we have?
Are we either good or are we like right there? Like,
How
it's
said
like,
we either good?
It's like less than 10 minutes is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
And who else dropped? No, well, we talked about who dropped. New music.
I know Meg dropped another song.
Joe Biden been wilding. We
with
talked
Young
about
Dolph.
that.
Yeah. So, okay. I feel like I have to talk about this. I was trying to avoid it, but I'm going to talk about it. So Doja Cat, I came on here on my platform. I would say March, mid-March. I can't remember what episode, and I definitely was vouching for her music.
Facts.
And
that was your favorite new artist.
that was like, I really was fucking with her music, and I listened to it and I enjoyed it, and it was really good. And then now, just like with the temperature of everything that's going on, like I just find it very hard to be able to just like let that pass. So yeah, that's my stance on that, on Doja Cat. I just always feel like I have to express these type of things because you guys listen to me and know that I said that I like Doja Cat and her music, and I possibly, recommended you to listen to her. So I'm letting you know. She just, I mean, Joe Budden said something that was I felt relatable, which was even the way that she would curse felt very racist. And a lot of the stories that you hear, you're just like, okay, I believe it because she does good music, but she's a little weird. People also call her Plant. How don't you call her Plant?
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's some evidence to show, yeah, that. I'm about to expose that. No, well, basically what I've seen is, or how the story goes, is that basically she's been signed for a while. A lot of people think she's a new artist, but I think she's had an album before, videos before, and now take a little bit of a new look, but still in the pop lane, And I don't know, it's a little bit of a rebrand. I think it's a rebrand on it, and I'm here for it. But she needs to do another rebrand now again.
You think she can come back from this?
Yeah, of course. She's gonna drop some music. I mean, it's gonna be for a while. The core fans are gonna still there. If she drops something new or either tops what was once before, this album, because this album was really good. Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, look. I mean, they got another guy walking around here. So.
And his song is like doing crazy numbers. It comes up like every time I go on Tidal.
I think he went gold or certified gold, certified platinum. One of those two.
I mean, at the end of the day, I guess I'll close it with this because with him, it's not that much of a surprise that he is doing numbers because there is a whole audience in hip hop that doesn't get what he did wrong, or to them it's like, well, I'm not part of that life, so I don't blame him for having done what he did. So that's why he is able to strive the way that he does. And then there's some people who they just enjoy the scandalousness. There's an audience that loves to see a train wreck.
Yep.
So be careful.
Yeah, people watch car wrecks all the time.
Yeah, so be careful with that, especially when you're not moving the correct way. Be careful on how many people are cheering you on when you're not going the right way and you're just moving very snaky. Just be careful who's like cheering you on, because sometimes they're cheering you on because they just want to see your dumbass fall down. Like to the ground. Dog, I've seen, like, listen. Whew, the
devil. Before Claudia's triggered, before she gets mad. No, I'm kidding. But T.I. apparently called Atlanta Wakanda, and Twitter's being Twitter, so that's pretty funny.
Oh, Twitter is hilarious. It's funny because on one side you'll see people talking about going to go protest or whatnot. And then you'll see other people who are like, I couldn't even fight in a cafeteria lunch fight. So you couldn't catch me. Lights out. You couldn't catch me in these protests or whatever. So I just thought that was really funny. That you see two different spectrums. And that's another thing. You see that and you're like, man, this person does really just, they also find humor in certain things, and it's okay to find that and to feel the different emotions that we're feeling. So yes, I think we're about to wrap up, but I wanted to shout out the different businesses that have opened. One of them is His and Hers Hair Salon. And Carlos and Ashley, they are officially back in business, baby.
Go check them out.
And you would have to definitely go to their website to make an appointment because my guys are booked and busy.
Booked and busy.
Booked and busy. If you don't have an appointment, don't you dare.
Don't you dare.
because it doesn't work that way. I'm trying to find their link. You can check them out at Glam God. Hold on. Let me get my dog right real quick. So it is glamgodmiami.glossgenius.com. If you are in the South Miami area, they're located by the falls. Like I said, make sure that you get yourself a appointment, okay? And I just recently supported a Miami business that I was talking about last week, which is Alamar Cosmetics. Shout out to Alamar Cosmetics. I am very excited to try everything because I literally bought everything from your brand. And like there was one thing that I couldn't get because it was sold out. 2 things I couldn't get because it was sold out. 3 things I would have gotten them. It's okay. So moment of truth. I literally made an order and then saw a post on their Instagram and went back and ordered again. I'm not proud of my actions.
It be like that sometimes though.
But listen, that video that they had posted of that lip gloss, I needed that lip gloss. I needed that lip gloss on my lips. Cause I had a vision. I wasn't gonna let it go for nobody. So I made that second order and chucked it up. And then I also switched to a natural face product, and I'm really excited because I tried it before I did the podcast and my skin just feels so bomb. And I'm all about skincare. The older that I get, I realize that I need to take care of it because listen, your face is the first thing that they see. Then they see your body. So you got to take care of both. And then what keeps their attention is your mind. So you got to stay informed and you got to keep gaining knowledge. Because listen, this is how we're ending the episode, guys. So shout out to all of those businesses that I just shouted out. Aspen K was the face products that I was speaking on. I wanted to give a huge shout out to my audio visual Have 600 in the building. If you haven't checked out 24 Hours, it is on playlist on Spotify, on Tidal. Check them out. You can find them on any music DSP. 24 Hours, and then you can also find any of the other songs that are available from Worth the Wait Records. Shout out to all the boys, gang, and to Detta.
Dub T, motherfucking dub, ho.
And for the 122nd time in the motherfucking row, it's your girl Clara Renee on your airwaves, and we are out of here.